Hi everyone, hi Flosstube. It's Heather, the Mirror Image Stitcher, here on YouTube and also on Instagram. I want to welcome you to my channel. My channel is about cross stitch. I also do some quilting videos, but I do try to keep those two crafts separate. And so today is all about cross stitch. Today is December 31st, 2025, the last day here in the year. I had really hoped to get back to everyone from my previous video because I was doing some giveaways and I said that I would film it the following Wednesday. I think I filmed on a Monday and I was going to do something the following Wednesday. Well, I am filming on a Wednesday, just not the Wednesday I thought I would film on. So here we are today. I had lots of grandiose plans of coming at the beginning of December and showing you Christmas stitching and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, life just keeps going forward and I am just going with the flow with it. And so, yeah, I just I have had some very bad news from something from a person in our community, and I have decided to go ahead and film this video anyway, but it really has made me think just it's a devastating loss here, and it just makes me think about how I have really been trying to just get up every day and look after the people in my life. And who cares if what I wanted to get done didn't get done that day. And I even feel that like 500,000% right this minute, that I am so glad I've spent time with my family and time with the people who needed me. And that's the most important thing that we can do for each other, is to spend time with each other, help each other, be there for each other. And I feel that especially right now. So I am so glad that I have a cross stitch community to talk to and to go forward and share this craft and love that we have. And so I want to continue with that today. I want to show you some stuff. I've got some notes here I'm going to be looking at. I'm going to use some things, show you some stuff. Then I have to go out of screen, out of camera, to go get another pile of things. But if you're not have any other things to do, I appreciate you sticking around and spending some time with me as I talk about my cross stitch. The first thing I want to share with you guys today is I got my leprechaun house pillow finished. So I believe I have 5 of these done now. So this one was really a tough one to get finished. I really had I was making a lot of mistakes in the fully finishing, but I finally got it done. And this is what the back looks like. So yeah, it's nice to have that with the rest of the others now. So the other one I wanted to show you is I showed this in my last quilting video, but for those cross stitchers that don't watch that kind of content, I just wanted to show this project bag that I made. It is, there is a YouTube channel called The Last Homely House, and she does quilting and knitting and other type videos, gardening and so on. But for me, I wanted to make this bag as a project bag for my Rivendell, which is in the Lord of the Rings series, and it is called The Last Homely House. And so I'll just show a quick little bit of it here, but that's what I have stored in this bag. I did make a little needle minder, or like a little, a needle book for it as well, just to keep the needle safe in this. Because this is like a decades long project to work on. Okay. I had 2 giveaways that I had talked about on my last video. And the first one was Humphrey. I did complete him. He's an Animal Cracker by Stacey Nash. And that's him right up there. And so I did the random comment picker. Now, funny enough, I've always wondered this, that, you know, if you put in the random, and I'm sure there's lots of random comment pickers maybe, but I had used this one. And then later on, I went in and I put in the link again for the video. And I thought, well, I wonder if people can, like, you know, pick a different person, or, you know, like, I wonder how you can manipulate the system. Nope. Once you put it in, it keeps coming up with the same one no matter what, unless you used a different app or something different, but no, you can't do it. So it was just interesting. I just wanted to know what would happen if I did do that. But anyway, the random comment picker, I'm going to put a picture up here, and it is Amy of Renewing Stitches. So congratulations, Amy. I will wait until the new year, probably after the first week of the new year, like maybe about the 10th of January or something, to put this in the mail for you. So I will put my email address in the description box below. And if you get a hold of me, I will send this on to you. Second one was the Pumpkin House. This is in the first of a series of 9 Pumpkin Lane series by Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery. And I got the first one done. And so I want to give this away. And the random comment picker picked Char J57. I feel like I should know her. I feel like she's a Canadian. I feel like I met her at the Stitching Owl Zoom meeting that I joined, was able to get in on at the beginning of, I can't remember when. Anyway, and I could be totally wrong, but I feel like I did meet her. So congratulations. And if again you send me your information, I'll be able to put this in the mail to you. And I will again wait until like about January 10th, just so it doesn't get lost. But again, once I put them in the mail, it's up to Canada Post to make sure that they get to you. Thank you for anyone that commented and that was interested in getting those charts. Okay, I am going to put those aside and I'm going to get some other stitching here. Okay. So I went into the Christmas season with 7 Christmas type whips. I was really hoping to concentrate on 2 of them and get them completed. The other ones are, one I will be showing you that I'm going to be working on very steadily, but I was really hoping to get 2. However, I ran across Blueberry Ridge Designs. I forget what her name is. Emily Pengelly, I think how you pronounce it. But she was offering a mystery stitch along for the 4 Advent Sundays in leading up to Christmas. So I did buy that Sal and started on it. I do love the design. She gave you stickers and some other stuff that you can download, and then a free ornament chart at the end. But I do kind of wish, because it did railroad my plans of getting 2 things done. However, I do really like this Al. I'm glad I did it. But now I actually have only added to my whip list instead of doing anything about it. But anyway, this is I'm going to show you. I'm sorry, don't have everything all straightened out, but I will talk as I'm going here. So it is 127 wide by 85 high. It is done on 18 count a loops and thread Aida cloth, like a fiddler's cloth, or like, yeah, like a natural raw type looking thing. The first part came out November 30th on a Sunday, and I think I finished the first part at the end of the following Sunday, but by then the second part had been released. So the first part was like so far up here, and the tree, maybe even the deer, I don't remember. The second part, then I finished, I think, all the rest of this and started in on the house. Now, part of the second one was there's supposed to be a border down here, but I thought, you know what? I'm not going to even start the border. I'm going to get this part done and then work my way down, and then I can do the border at the end, which I'm very thankful that I did, because this window, I put it one too low. And so the house is going to be 1 stitch longer than it's supposed to be. So I'm going to have to add a stitch, like a line, a row to the door. These guys, I might have to add a row of snow just underneath them. Otherwise, they won't be standing on anything, but I'll see what that looks like when I get there. I did frog out this little swag and move it down one and restitched it so it kind of matched on the windows. I have been doing it in DMC floss. I just picked what she had for conversion. If I didn't have it, like some of them I didn't have, so I used, like I didn't have 732, so I used 731. A couple of them, I didn't have enough of the DMC floss, and so I looked at my Cosmo and I had a full skein of that, and so that's what I used. And then I don't know that I wanted to do the whole house in a white as suggested, which is the 3865. So I got looking, and I believe this is what I've picked. So do you know, like Cinnamon Stars Plum Street sampler? They have like, the house looks like it's made of stones and they're different colors. That's kind of what I want to do here. I'm going to put in the windows and the door, and then I am just going to put little blotches, make just different shaped kind of roundish blotches of 2 different colors. And then I'll go back in and fill the house in with a pale gray. So what I've picked is, I've picked 3021. I don't know if I can do this. 3021 and 3032. And then the house is going to be not that, but this like light oat color, 3033. So that's what I think I'm going to do there. Maybe on my next floss tube, I'm going to talk about a particular video that I saw on somebody's channel. And she talked about how you can almost use DMC. You can use DMC to make something look variegated or over-dyed. And between the suggestion she had there and sort of being able to sort of maybe just wing this on my own, that's what I'm hoping to make the house look like, more cottagey looking. And so in my next video, I will comment and I will tell you what that video was, the YouTube channel name, and so you guys can maybe go and watch it for yourself. Because I thought it was a really great a video on how we can kind of use DMC to make up our own variations. So yeah, there's over 5,300 stitches in this. And so that kind of derailed me on doing any of the plans that I had for getting some whips done. However, I haven't given up. Basically, I'm going to be looking at these next whips, these next whips and working on them for the next couple months. So the first one I want to show you is from the Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher Winter 2020. I had started this as part of Jolly July. The only Jolly July that I've done was in 2021. I started July 10th, and it's called Christmas Boughs by Wild Violet Cross Stitch. That's what it looks like when it's done. Very simple, beautifully done. It's all done in DMC, but she does have a Sullivan's conversion there. It is 79 by 124, and I'm doing it on a 36 count Edinburgh linen in natural color. And this is, I'm doing it, in the DMC. Sorry, I'm just going to put that back so I don't lose that part. And this is what I've got done so far. Now, I was having trouble moving forward on this because I was having a hard time seeing it because of the 36 count. However, I've put it in a hoop and then I was doing better. I only started this on for a couple of days before I started the mystery cell and then just never got any farther. So I think this is doable to get done in one of the months. Coming up months. Okay. All right. The next one that I was really hoping to get done was one called A Christmas Gathering. It is by Fibers and Floss Canada. She put this out as a free sale not free sale, but a free chart for 2024 for her Christmas, what would you call it? Like Christmas, like her vlog, her, Flossmas, I guess. 12 Days of Christmas Flossmas. This is what I've got done. I think since the last time I showed you, I finished in the Merry Christmas. I've worked my way up that side. And if I remember, I'll put in a picture of what it's supposed to look like when it's done. I don't have any other stats that like the stitch counts. I haven't written that on here. But I was going to show you some of the flosses. I'm sorry, I'm a little off here. I'm off anyway, but today is worse. I just went through my stash and I wanted to pick threads that have different textures, thicker, thinner, etc., some metallics, etc. So I'm using Soie d'Alger. I used that. I had a really thick, almost like a wool thread that I used for the border. I've got that out of here because I knew I wasn't going to use any more of it. This one is a Classic Colorworks, a ribbon red. And I'm just making it up as I go along, whatever I feel like doing. This is a Cosmo. And I think I'm going to use this one for the tree that's in the pattern. And then this is a Belle Soie Cranberry. And then one of them I'm mixing together with a bit of this metallic thread. That's like the Merry Christmas, the words were metallic. And yeah, so I am doing that. So I'm really enjoying that. And I think this is something I could also get done if I just concentrate on it. I think I could get it finished in a month. I am going to try to make another video on my plans. I don't know how well I'm going to do with that. I might just tack some stuff on to the end of this video. But I am planning to spend January and February getting those three projects done. The Winter Wonderland and these two before I move on. You know, if what I found out today doesn't make me cement in what I was thinking about doing, in that I want to get some things done, what I was planning is cemented today as to what I want to do. Now, the next one I wanted to show you about is Santa's Forest Friends. Now, I have the original magazine somewhere. I literally tore my house apart trying to find that magazine this morning. I could not. All I could find was the original pattern. And okay, so this is what it's going to look like when it's done. I know I have another copy because I had found, I had been collecting these and I had found another copy of it, but I couldn't find it anywhere. So that's the original pattern. I've got thread everywhere. I am doing it on, I got it out here. I'm doing it on, it's from a Leisure Arts magazine by Sandy Gore Evans, Needlework Adaptation by Sandy Orton, Cooler Design Studio. The issue and year is unknown. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. I must be losing my mind. I am thinking that I had it, but I've just taken it out of the magazine and then thrown the rest away. So I'm sorry, that's what I've done. It is 127 wide by 87 high, and I'm doing it on a 32 count Lugana Murano in a plaid. And I started it July 15th, 2021. It's on scroll rod, so I'm going to bring it over. I've shown this before. What I wanted to say, I do park threads, so what I wanted to say was I had a bunch of the background stitched in, and the more I was going with this, the more I was having difficulty with that, and I was having difficulty stitching more of it. And I have decided to take it out. It actually didn't take me very long to frog it, but that's what's all gone on here as I frogged the whole thing. Most of it was only half stitches anyway. It was very easy to frog. I think the fabric itself is busy enough that that's what, it was actually making it very muddled looking. And I feel like it's cleaner now that I've taken that out. Now, this is a lot of shading where there's very little change of a color from one to the next. And you'd be surprised at difficult when you're trying to stitch. So I've been literally stitching row by row by row and in small segments to keep myself, because I actually had to pull out, I'm working on the beard, and I actually had to pull it out and start again because I was already super lost. So this is sort of, I'm going to show you what I've been trying to do without showing you much of the pattern. But this is what I'm actually doing. And I'll do a couple pictures, but this is basically what I'm doing is I am sectioning it off apart, and I'm literally just parking and stitching as I go. And that way I don't get lost in the pattern. So I've already done, what's on this side. And now I've just sectioned it off so it's a smaller part, and then I'll just kind of keep moving that way. But that kind of helps keep me orientated in the pattern and not lost, because it's hard to tell, well, did I do one or two of those stitches? It's just like how I've told you about the teddy bear parade, any of those kind of 1990s, early 2000s patterns that where they use just like 3 shades of the same color in a row. And once you get them involved, from a distance, it looks fantastic, but close up, it's really hard to see one thread from another. There's quite a few colors in this, and some of them I've changed to Cosmo, or I've kept the DMC, but there's a lot of them in there. So this one I'm really hoping to work on a little bit, but every day. I think I haven't completely done it yet, but I'm hoping to do is to figure out what I've got left in the pattern and mark it out, say under 15 sections. And I want to do at least one section every 10 days in order to get this completed. So that's what I'm hoping to do, is to just grid out the pattern and start working towards getting something done every 10 days. So that's how I want to accomplish doing that. Now I'm going to step away again and get the last couple. All right. Okay. So the next thing was December 21st came, and that is the winter solstice for 2025. And I've already started it is a Blueberry Ridge Designs, and it's called Sampler Seasons. I'll put in a picture that I've done of the autumn one. I have a tiny, like 50 stitch start of the summer one, which I'll show you when we get to the summer. But this is the winter one that I have now started. I'm doing it on a 40 count light linen. I believe it's Grateful Threads. I tried to look this up so I could put it on here, but I couldn't exactly. But it's a gal from Calgary, and I think it's Grateful Threads. Charlene, I think is her name, that originally dyed this fabric. And I am using 3 colors of blue from my stash. I'm using DMC 4020, which is some purples and blues. This got a little bit darker blue, 4230. And then DMC 4010. And this is where I'm at so far. So the little houses. I had this fabric. I was doing the autumn one, and I decided to cut my fabric into the 4 pieces I needed. So I wasn't dealing with this big piece of fabric. However, I thought I had been to the far edge to both sides of the autumn, and realized I had about an inch, maybe just about an inch left of the pattern that I did not account for. So it's a little bit tight on one side, but it's going to be fine. So in order to make sure for The rest of them that I have enough evenly on side, I started this one in the middle. Normally I start in, well, all of these would be a variegated thread. So I would start in the upper left-hand corner like a lot of people. Otherwise, if it's regular DMC or whatever, and I'm using like the Danish method, I would normally start in the upper right-hand corner. But this I'm going to start in the middle, so I make sure that it's even all the way around. And unfortunately with that, I may have to restart those stitches in summer. And so what I'm going to do is look at what the summer solstice for 2025 or 2026 is, and I may restart it on that day to make sure that's the day that I am starting them all. Yeah, I think that's it. I have this in my wonderful bag that I got from the Canada Swaps, and I'm so proud to have that in this bag. Okay. This is a favorite hoop of mine, actually. I don't even know what kind of hoop it is. It's just that I use some cotton twill tape to wrap the inner ring, and it really does help hold it. I don't need it drum tight, but I do like having that. So I switched this out from this to the Christmas bows, and I've used it for other ones too. So it's kind of, I just have one of these hoops that is, and I want to say it's about 8-inch wide, 8 to 10 inches, maybe 8 inches. I don't have anything right now, but it's wide enough for me because I kind of hold it in one hand and stitch with the other. I don't have anything that I can hold right at the moment that's to make it two-handed. I've never had anything, so I've never really practiced doing that. But I do like this hoop, and so I use it for a lot of the projects when I need a hoop. Okay. The next, the last whip I want to show you is I was watching Lisa of Forest City Stitching. Lisa of Forest City Stitching. And she had shown that she was interested in starting a Diana Bloom Designs, one of her birds. And I have bought the 3 birds. She gave one as a free bird, and then the other 2 I did buy. And then I did get the Roxy Floss Co. I kind of had a big sheet out, and I figured out for each one how many stitches of each color was required. And then I got looking at how many stitches you can get out of a skein of floss and so on. And so then I kind of made one order so that I have enough floss to do all 3 of them. And so that's what I've done. And when Lisa had mentioned that this was going to be part of her 2026 plans, I'm like, hey, I've got that pattern. I've got the floss, and so I would like to start it. So I did start it with her. She chose to start on December 23rd, and so I did as well. And it is, so these are the floss, the Roxy floss. I still have to braid them. I haven't done that yet, but I do need to do that. I usually do that so they don't get all tangled. This, I'm doing it on a 32 count Zyguard. I'll show you that. Now, I actually counted my stitches, and I actually have, instead of 16, I have 17 stitches per inch. So I did count them. So maybe with dyeing, I don't know. But anyway, that's better to have too many in an inch than not enough, because then it really affects how big your pattern comes out. And if you haven't cut your fabric properly, you'd be surprised at how significant that can change with every inch. I did want, it is a bluish gray, and I did want to get out a DMC floss to show you. Now this is 6 strands. Our DMC comes in 6 strands. But you know, when you only, people talk about a floss toss and they'll put the skeins on. It's very deceiving that the color is really going to come out that color. So what I like to do is I like to separate like 1 or 2 threads out of that. And then I put it up against the fabric. And that gives you a far better idea of how the color is really going to come out. And I don't know if you saw in the one corner, but even the Winter Wonderland, I actually did some stitches with the colors that are going to be next to it to make sure that the colors I chose for the house were going to work together. So sometimes I'll even do like little, just a few stitches, just to see that they're going to play nice together. So I do suggest, because a whole 6 strand is going to look a lot different than like 1 or 2 strands. It actually is too fairly saturated. And so when you do that, it looks a little bit more true to the color type of thing. Because I actually thought this would come out like 9:30 or 9:31 or somewhere in there. However, it is, the color for this is 9:26. That would be the closest color to this fabric. And so this is my start. This is what I have done. I love this. Like, I could just keep stitching. It's so much fun, this pattern. I am really enjoying this pattern a lot. And so I think I am going to put it away till March. But I definitely am going to bring this out again in March, because I would really like to actually complete this pattern right away. And I know it adds to my WIP list, but I already had the fabric and the floss, and so it didn't cost me anything. I had already bought it several years ago, so it didn't cost me anything. So I decided to get started on it. Okay, so those are my WIPs. I wanted to tell you, I had been on a Zoom call with Karen, the Stitching Owl, and it's the first time I've been able to be a part of one. And I actually met a gal there who lives like within 30 minutes of me. In fact, her husband, I guess, works in the same town that I live in. Her name is Carmen. So hi, Carmen. It was just absolutely amazing to meet you. We met up. She took some time, her lunch hour, to meet up with me, and we had a really great visit. And so this was in the fall, like November. And I'm like, I can't believe I have another stitchy friend in person that I can talk to and do stitchy talk with. And especially because she really likes Flosstube and that. So I have a sister that stitches, but she really doesn't watch any Flosstube. So I crave being able to talk to someone about stuff like that with. And so she's a real person in real life that I can talk to. So today, actually, we had texted each other to wish each other a happy new year. And next week, we're going to get together. I'm going to do the same thing, catch her on her lunch hour and be able to chat with her. So I'm very excited and very happy to have met a new friend. Yeah, I'm looking forward to, she knows Deanne, Stitching on the Rock from Newfoundland, and she was doing 55 starts for the year 55 years old, and Carmen actually did that along with her. So I'm so excited to see, learn more about what her projects were and what she had done. And so that was really cool to meet somebody. The last person that I do want to, talk about a bit was a gal that I watch. Her name is Barbara, and she's the Seashore Stitcher. And I really enjoy her Flosstube a lot. She goes into a lot of detail about the pattern she chooses, why she picked that pattern, like a real good backstory. And she is a wonderful storyteller. And she just, can spend a lot of time talking about the different elements of the pattern, what she changed, why did she change it, a lot of meaningfulness behind what she stitches and chooses to stitch. And so I really enjoy that. I was watching her Flosstube today. She's doing a recap of 2025. I didn't make it all the way through, but I'm looking forward to going back and finishing that. She has done a lot of stitching and she's got some really cool patterns. Now, most of them are free or older patterns. So they might be not something everybody would stitch, but I certainly enjoy them. I do like a lot of vintage patterns and I have enjoyed them immensely. She also has a video that teaches you how to use the website, the Antique Library website. And it's like someone has cataloged like old cross stitch or woolwork type needlework of some type that are now old enough to be in the public domain. And so you can share the charts. And she did a great video on how to use that. I'd seen other people mention this website, but I never knew how to use it. And her tutorial on how to use the website, how to download a pattern and stitch it like that was very, very helpful. And so I have really enjoyed her channel. The reason why is because I wanted to plug her channel. I think she's a great channel to watch, but also she has like some of us all have like in YouTube, we have like a little catchphrase that we use or something that's a motto for our life. And she has a motto that, you know, stitch it and sprinkle it with love. And in going through a bunch of things, patterns are like, I'm not opposed, even though this might scare some people, ripping out what I want out of a magazine and getting rid of the rest of it. Unfortunately, I know it's hard, but you can't keep everything. But she was talking about how she doesn't have reliable mail and because people have asked her for her address, they want to send her something or whatever. And so I'm putting this on here in case Barbara ever watches. I have this pattern and it just spoke to me. It is like a little watering can and it's called Sprinkle with Love. And it just reminded me of her. And so Barbara, if you're ever watching and you do have a physical address that we could mail something to, if that ever comes up and you're available, I would love to be able to send this to you because I think it's just would be such a great thing for your channel and just for you to have, because it just, every time I look at it, reminds me of you. So I just wanted to do that shout out and show her that. And if she ever has an email, I would love to be able to send this to her. So yeah, okay. I want to thank everyone for watching me today. I think if I have a chance, I might go around, turn around and video my 2026 plans because I would like to talk about one thing that or a couple things that I want to be a part of. So take care and Happy New Year and see you, love you, bye.